In 2075, life on Earth no longer feels like the center of human destiny, and that single realization changed everything. If you grew up in the United States, you believed in limitless growth, smart cities, interstellar travel promised by Hollywood, and a future where problems could be solved by innovation. But by the mid-century, the headlines told a different story. Coastlines were swallowed by rising seas. Mega fires ravaged forests. Storms became monsters on news feeds. And societies began to fracture under pressure. Political gridlock, economic inequality, and social unrest turned cities into pressure cookers. Mars was once a curiosity, a red dot in the night sky, an object of wonder. Now it became a lifeline, a gamble, a second chance humanity could not refuse. Life on Mars in 2075 is the consequence of ambition tempered by desperation. It is survival stitched with ingenuity, community, and the stubborn human refusal to surrender. The decision to leave Earth is quietly monumental. It isn't made in heroics but in clinics, screening centers, and intimate conversations at kitchen tables. Families sign contracts, acknowledging they may never return. They record goodbye messages to loved ones that will reach recipients years later. They practice emergency procedures while knowing that months in space will strip life down to routine, discipline, and self-awareness. Aboard spacecraft, humans live in corridors measured in meters, not freedom. The journey itself transforms them, turning anxiety into focus, independence into trust. Beyond the window of the ship, the vast blackness stretches for millions of miles, and the realization that Mars may be the only home left to them settles slowly into every cell. Arrival on Mars is uncelebrated but life-altering. The air is thin, gravity weak, and the planet's surface immediately hostile. Landing. Crafts descend with pinpoint precision, aided by AI learned from decades of trial and failure. When the hatch opens, the silence outside is absolute. No birds, no wind, no sound. Just the faint hiss of pressure equalizing, and the knowledge that each step carries mortal risk. Mars does not welcome visitors. It tolerates them conditionally, and only for those who are prepared. Martian settlements are engineered with humility and respect for the environment. They are underground, embedded in craters or tunnels, shielded from radiation, meteor impacts, and extreme temperature swings. Above ground, the landscape is dotted with domes, solar arrays, and communication towers. But the real city is beneath, an interconnected network of habitats where air, temperature, and humidity are tightly controlled. Homes are compact, functional, and stripped of all superfluous features. Every square foot is precious, because space is literally life itself. Breathing on Mars is an act of trust and engineering. Air is extracted from carbon dioxide, chemically split, filtered, monitored, and recycled endlessly. Every exhalation is measured. Water is even more precious, harvested from subterranean ice, purified, stored, and reused continuously. Children learn early that waste is lethal. A dropped droplet is not just inconvenient, it is a lesson in mortality. Mars teaches scarcity. At a fundamental level, resources are sacred. Attention is survival. Discipline is necessity. Gravity reshapes everything. Muscles atrophy, bones weaken, and hearts adjust to pumping blood differently. Low gravity necessitates daily physical training just to remain functional. Long-term settlers develop a distinctive glide in their movements. Children born on Mars are biologically unique, taller, slimmer, with different bone density. They may never survive. Earth's gravity, the first generation of Mars-born humans, is evolving separately from their Earth-born ancestors, a quiet but profound divergence, changing the definition of humanity itself. Work on Mars is unglamorous and absolute. Every role matters. Engineers keep oxygen flowing, farmers manage hydroponic towers that feed hundreds, data analysts predict radiation spikes and dust storms, medics specialize in low gravity, trauma and radiation, sickness. Jobs are not defined by ego or ambition. They are survival instruments. Efficiency, accuracy, and responsibility are more respected than charisma or charm. Mars does not reward ambition divorced from competence. Technology on Mars is omnipresent and invisible. AI systems maintain life support, manage energy, water, air, temperature, while robots handle external repairs. During dust storms that can last weeks, habitats are embedded with augmented reality, projecting Earth skies, oceans, or greenery on walls to sustain mental health. The human brain, evolved for open spaces, requires these illusions to avoid cognitive decline. Technology is not convenience. It is survival intertwined with psychology. Food is engineered and communal. Meals are grown hydroponically. Meat is lab-cultured. Vegetables optimized for nutrition and efficiency. Flavor is secondary, yet meals are sacred. Communal. Dining halls anchor social cohesion, offering warmth, connection, storytelling, and emotional sustenance. Traditional dishes survive not for taste alone, but as a ritual bridging Mars to memory. Holidays are celebrated, gratitude practiced because memory and ritual maintain humanity in alien soil. Psychological health is treated like infrastructure. Alongside oxygen, water, energy, and food, Mars communities prioritize mental stability. Isolation, communication delays with Earth, and monotony are constant stressors. Psychologists design structured routines, creative expression, music, art, storytelling, and shared activities as life support systems. Coping skills are trained daily, not casually. The planet tests humans psychologically before it tests them physically. Children grow up knowing rules that would be extraordinary on Earth. They perform emergency drills before. They ride bikes. They are educated in survival before advanced. Mathematics, they play in low gravity, leap higher, run faster, glide effortlessly, and adapt instinctively to an alien world. For them, Mars is home, Earth a distant myth. Blue oceans, green forests, and warm rains exist only in textbooks, videos, or stories told by parents who remember a world they may never see again. Education is intensely practical. Students learn physics to maintain structures, biology to grow food, chemistry to purify water, and ethics to navigate communal survival. Decisions are taught as consequences, actions as systemic ripples, collaboration replaces competition because failure cannot be hidden. Children are trained to anticipate, adapt, and innovate. The generation growing on Mars is not weaker. It is sharper, more disciplined, more aware of cause and effect, more capable of abstract planning under risk. Relationships are accelerated under pressure. Bonds form quickly. Trust is built faster. Empathy is amplified. People fall in love earlier. Intense, pragmatic, rooted in shared experience. Loss cuts deep. Friendship lasts longer. Families operate as cohesive units. Mars compresses human experience. Moments are heavier because tomorrow is uncertain. Every emotion is sharpened by survival. The population becomes intimate by necessity, not choice. Mars society evolves out of necessity. Race, nationality, wealth, even old political divisions fade in importance when every action affects survival. Leadership is earned through competence and reliability, not charisma or inherited status. Decisions are transparent, data-driven, and open for scrutiny. Everyone understands that failure is communal. Mars does not forgive selfishness. Mistakes are corrected swiftly because the survival of hundreds, even thousands, depends on collective discipline. Conflict still exists, but it is framed by shared goals, not ego or pride. Communication with Earth remains a challenge. Delays of several minutes transform conversations into thoughtful, recorded exchanges rather than instant dialogue. This separation reshapes identity. Martians begin to see themselves less as temporary colonists and more as citizens of a new world. Earth news arrives like history lessons. Martians develop slang, art forms, and cultural markers unique to their environment. Music incorporates slow rhythms mimicking low gravity. Painting embraces muted tones reflecting the Martian landscape. Stories dwell on endurance and resourcefulness. The colony becomes self-aware, emerging as a civilization distinct from its origin. Energy governs daily life. Solar arrays provide most power, but weeks-long dust storms can plunge settlements into rationing. Nuclear generators supplement energy needs, but conservation is deeply ingrained. People schedule work, exercise, and leisure around available power. Luxury becomes defined not by wealth but by energy access. Time itself is coordinated around resource availability. Discipline replaces convenience. Planning replaces spontaneity. Mars teaches humans that every watt counts, and mismanagement can be lethal. Mars cultivates patience and perspective. Every project takes months or years. Every mistake carries high stakes. Quick fixes are rare. Success comes from consistency and foresight. Consumption is measured. Purpose replaces urgency. Mars does not reward impulsiveness. It rewards resilience, foresight, and thoughtful action. Those who adapt psychologically thrive. Those who cling to Earth habits falter. Economics on Mars operates under strict ethical frameworks. Privacy exists, but air, water, and energy are communal goods. Profit cannot override survival. Supply chains are meticulously managed, with Earth shipments supplementing locally grown resources only. Occasionally, the settlers quickly learn that Traditional capitalism must be balanced with morality. Mars experiments with new economic models, merging efficiency with fairness, innovation with restraint. Religion and philosophy take on unique forms. Under an alien sky, some settlers feel spiritually closer to the divine, amplified by silence and immensity. Others feel profoundly small, forced to confront the universe without illusions. Mars does not offer comfort, only reflection. People grapple with existence, meaning ethics, and endurance in ways Earth never demanded. Rituals adapt. Traditional faiths blend with new philosophies emphasizing survival. Community, humility, and mindfulness. The planet becomes a canvas for introspection. Art transforms into meditation and memory. Music slows, mirroring low-gravity rhythms. Paintings capture the reds, oranges and browns of dunes, craters, and dust storms. Sculptures mimic the alien environment, crafted to endure the harsh climate. Stories emphasize collaboration, adaptation, and endurance. Humans on Mars are not weaker. They are distilled, emotion expressed in survival, creativity and persistence. Conflict still arises, primarily over resources expansion or Earth-Mars relations, but resolution is pragmatic. Arguments are data-supported, disputes mediated swiftly. Mars's environment leaves no room for prolonged dysfunction. Communities learn to solve problems collectively, with transparency and accountability. The stakes never allow avoidance. By 2075, a new generation of humans is born entirely on Mars. They see Earth as mythic. Oceans and green forests, abstract concepts passed down in lessons and videos. They experience freedom, unknown to Earth children, leaping, gliding, moving in ways impossible in higher gravity. Their bodies, hearts, and bones are adapted to the low gravity world. Children understand consequences from birth. They are disciplined, aware, creative, capable, shaping a human branch uniquely evolved to thrive on Mars. Life on Mars is both fragile and profound. The planet does not forgive mistakes. Yet humans persist. They live, work, and love under artificial skies, using ingenuity, technology, and collaboration to carve out meaning. Artificial suns illuminate growth chambers. Communication networks link distant domes. Engineers constantly tweak life support systems. All of it is human determination manifest, an answer to a world that does not accommodate weakness. The greatest lesson Mars imparts is humility. Humans are small, but capable. Mars does not bend to desire or ego, yet humans persist, building, breathing, creating communities in silence. Life on Mars in 2075 proves humanity's future is not bound to one planet. But wherever we go, we carry the consequences of our actions, our history, our ethics, our potential. Mars is not a replacement for Earth. It is a mirror, reflecting both human triumph and human fragility. It is a test, an experiment, an opportunity, and a warning all at once. By 2075, Mars is no longer a colony. It is civilization. People are born, educated, love, fight, and die there. Cultural identity emerges, rooted in environment, necessity, and shared experience. Mars-born citizens develop traditions. Mars-adapted games, Mars-centric holidays and rituals. They honor the red soil, the vast silent deserts, the twin moons that circle the planet, and the technological marvels that allow life to persist. All of it becomes sacred, not because it is beautiful, but because survival demands reverence. Even leisure adapts to the environment. Low gravity allows sports impossible on Earth. Artificial landscapes mimic Earth topographies for climbing and exploration. Music reverberates differently in pressurized habitats, creating unique harmonics. Dancing is slow and fluid. Children invent games that rely on gliding and extended jumps. Culture evolves organically, driven by physics, psychology, and necessity. Long-term vision dominates planning. Resettlement, expansion, terraforming experiments, deep space exploration, energy independence, all are plotted decades in advance. Impulsiveness is not tolerated. Future colonies are mapped before the first structures are built, with contingencies for storms, system failures, or supply delays. Humans become long-term thinkers, more strategic and patient than any previous Earth generation. Every human milestone is redefined. Birth, childhood, education, adulthood, marriage, all are influenced by environment. Resources, gravity, psychology, and survival dictate timing and experience. Children grow faster mentally, adults mature in focus, communities age in cohesion. Mars shapes humanity as much as humanity shapes Mars. By 2075, Mars is a living testament to human adaptability. It is harsh, silent, unforgiving, and yet underneath domes and tunnels, humanity thrives. It is both alien and intimate, challenging and sustaining, an environment that demands resilience, creativity, discipline, and connection. Every action, relationship, ritual, and creation is magnified by context. Life here is intense, compressed, essential, teaching lessons that Earth could never impart. The story of humans on Mars is one of reflection, innovation, and survival. It is a civilization built on necessity, but thriving through ingenuity. It is proof that humanity can endure beyond the cradle of Earth, but also a mirror, showing how fragile, resource-dependent, and socially interconnected we truly are. Mars in 2075 is a laboratory for identity, ethics, psychology, physics, and culture, a world that will define what it means to be human in the centuries to come. The ultimate message is clear. Wherever humans go, they bring themselves, their history, their values, their creativity, and their responsibility. Mars is not a utopia. It is a crucible. It tests endurance, collaboration, patience, and humility. Life on Mars in 2075 is not about conquest. It is about becoming the best, most adaptive, most conscious version of humanity possible. It is a story of survival, of civilization forged in alien soil, and of hope in the face of unimaginable challenge.